our lovely people come in. That's okay. You can talk to him real quick.
Okay,
You talk to him real
we're
quick.
we're doing a live real quick. Can we call you back?
What does he need though? Does he need something?
Okay, I'll let her know.
Hello, gorgeous party people.
Okay.
How
all
are
right.
you? Good morning. This is way too early. Person wants to be in bed right now.
I hung up on her by accident.
That's okay. But we are doing a live. Live number 2. Ah, my back. It's itchy. I'm having a back itchy moment.
I am so sorry.
How is everyone doing this lovely, lovely morning? There we go. Is this?
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Anyway, we have our girly here. There we go. Perfect.
I am so
Excellent.
sorry.
There we go. So sorry. Somebody beeped in and disconnected. Now we're back. We're back in business. All right, my loves. Well, everybody is hopping on. Say hello as you jump on. Let me know where you're from. Last night we did do another live of another girly. I am going to give everybody a quick disclaimer words before we begin that, hi from Philly, love it. Last night we had a little issue with the live. It is salvaged, it is saved, it will be going up. However, to avoid yesterday's problem today on this live, TikTok is apparently doing this new thing where if you're not consistently commenting or liking, the live is flagged for inactivity. And on my end, I'm not able to do anything as soon as I get that notification. Like there's nothing I can do on my side. And if I get that notification, there really won't be anything y'all can do on your side either. But they'll give me a 3-minute timer from the time that the inactivity is detected. So I'm gonna really ask you guys that throughout this live, every minute or two, just please keep dropping something, even if it's an emoji. You know what I mean? Drop a dolphin down there, drop a sunflower down there, whatever you wanna do, even if you just wanna keep putting hi or amazing or whatever, you know what I mean? Just to make sure we don't run into that same issue again. Because we have a really incredible live success story here, and I want to make sure we're able to get into all the juicy details for my people. Can you please scratch my back? I'm having like a back scratching problem. Okay, perfect. So let's just dive straight on into it. This girly here is Mom's girl, so Kim's girl. And they've been working together for a period of time, and she has accomplished basically a whole life glow up. Like everything and the kitchen sink. And I'm excited to have you guys like see and experience what she has experienced. And yeah, we're just going to dive into it. So my love, let's begin. I would love for you to kind of maybe set a baseline, allow people to understand where you were when you found me, like what was maybe the not so good things that were happening in your life that was really maybe inspiring you to get assistance, get coaching, get professional, personalized help. I'd love to really understand that.
Hi everybody, so this is Zed from New Delhi, India. I would first of all start with saying that I would really take the opportunity to thank both Persis and Kim ma'am for the wonderful learnings that I have had from them. So when I started my journey, I would do a little like a background check where I was. So it was at least 5 to 6 years back. This manifestation journey would not have been possible if I would have not gone through a lot of troublesome times in my personal and professional lives. Forget about the SP in terms of my own self-concept.
Yeah.
I was struggling in, sometimes everybody is seeing you as the most competent person, the most desirable person, the most talented person, but you yourself have that preconditioned, the programming that Persis talks about, that you are not able. It is not your own self concept, but it has been
put onto you, like by others. Yeah.
bombarded on you, right? So it becomes like a sludge on your own self. And through the times when you are going through, yes, you are intelligent, yes, you are professionally like well known and everything, but still you always have that point where you are struggling to identify yourself.
Yeah.
And in 3D reality, it is completely the reflection of what is going on inside. Trust me, this was very difficult for me to digest also when I used to hear this, and I'm a science student. So for me, I was not able to, draw those,
Yeah.
connect those lines. That why is this happening? I am doing everything logically by.
Oh, I feel
I
you.
am the one who.
I
Yeah,
feel
so
you.
so being that that kind of a nerdy person, I was like, it's the logic says this, but life is reflecting something else.
Yeah,
So
I
for
know.
me, it was a bizarre. So I was totally confused, and this confusion I could not like be able to like say it out loud, because I knew people would not understand. They would call you
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And so this journey started, and I was going through my personal loss. I lost my mother. I had
So
nonsense thing happening. I would say nonsense thing happening, so you can imagine the intensity of wrong things that were going around.
Yeah.
In terms of professionally, I did not knew my worth. Yes, I was earning, but I was not earning that much that I would justify my qualification with the profession that I was.
Yeah.
And when it comes to love, guys, there were people coming to me, and I used to, because I had that programming of love being whenever somebody used to approach me, I used to have that panic mode on.
Yeah.
That something wrong is going to happen. And even if the nicest guys approach me, I used to be like, no, please, I was to refrain. So
Yeah.
that feminine, masculine thing that Persis talks about, I was very much into that masculine mode.
Yeah.
To the go-getter that I was.
Yeah.
I was. So then gradually things were. It was very bad, guys. It was something that nobody even could. There were days where I thought that nothing is going to work out, and tomorrow, like people say, there's always a new day. I thought this is worse. What will happen on the new day? So
Oh gosh, yeah, I can definitely,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. And
Yeah.
especially, I think it's very common in the Indian culture, and maybe just even that
Right.
side of the world, you know what I mean? Just to
Right.
generalize it, because Asian, Indian, like, all
Yeah.
these, I call them sister countries, because
Right.
not for any reason other than we have a very similar upbringing with very similar
Right.
parents that have similar ideals. And so,
Yeah,
whether it's
exactly.
Asian, whether it's Indian, I just feel like it's that side of the world that they have a different mindset. It is very more masculine driven, more go-getter, more work hard, more do this, more do that. And it's also like, humbling yourself, becoming smaller, to be able
Right.
to, be more palatable for other people. And it's actually probably more common to have a low self-concept than a high self-concept. Like a high self-concept is almost like looked down on in some instances, depending on obviously where you are in the mentality of other people. And so, I can definitely understand. So obviously the baseline is quite low. And so I'm curious, like when you found us, these teachings, like what was your thought process? Like, was it good, hopefully?
So imagine it, like what person is saying.
Yeah.
The conditioning was so strong that I used to watch her videos, and like coincidentally, you're just skimming through videos, and I came across Persis. So I was listening to her, and she was the only person, honestly speaking, who used to, there is very. It's difficult to have somebody. You have mentors, and everybody is giving you that soft approach. No, things are going to be fine. Nothing
Yeah.
is wrong. But guys, she was the only one whom I saw who was being the tough master. And
Yeah.
I was like, who's this? She's this young girl who is telling us. And initially it was difficult for me to digest. I was like, what is this? So I started going through her videos. I watched her videos religiously, back to back. I started listening to her, like the subliminals that she had and everything. But then still I was still hesitant. And one day something very now I'll come to the SP story.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I have this old I would say he was actually my friend, and eventually from our friendship turned into love.
Okay.
And things were going smooth, almost coming back on the track. And now, because we were professionally or well settled, we were planning to take it a step forward.
Yeah.
And like I told you, that old conditioning, that old programming came back. My fears came back. My self doubts came back. And despite the fact that everybody out was complimenting me that, okay, you have everything, all the boxes tick when it comes to what a guy wants out of a girl in terms of a marriage.
Yeah.
Like, definitely it was on the marriage lines. But my fears were, so irrespective of the fact what people were assuming about myself, I was not having that faith in myself.
Yeah.
So all those things started turning, the positive ones start turning negative. So you can imagine that the level that I was on.
Yeah.
So then that day I decided that I will go through the coaching, because there is nothing more that can help me.
So
And
I want to just pause for 2 seconds. I just want to chime in for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to give it back to you.
Right.
So the beautiful
Right.
thing that I actually want to bring to you guys' attention is she was watching the video, she was doing all the things, right? And in some instances, she was in some type of communication or contact or interactions with her person, right? But it goes to show that regardless of what you're watching, doing, or experiencing, thank you, that when it comes to the situation, how do I say this? Like, if you're not maybe working on the correct thing, or if you haven't fully shifted the expectations, thoughts, belief systems around the person, as well as yourself, because you need to do like both of them, what's going to happen is you're still going to experience that lack of completion, that lack of change, that lack of clarity, that lack of confidence. I literally just did what I feel to be like a little mini TED Talk on, if you're just so focused on them, it doesn't give you any time to be grounded in yourself. And if you want your desires to chase you, not you chasing them, then you have to have a switch of power. And you've got to start approaching things differently than what you are, because if you're still anxious, uncomfortable, if they still have emotional control over you, meaning that if what they do or don't do influences your emotions and it kind of emotionally rocks you, it means that they're still in the power seat and you're not. That means that your self-concept isn't still where it needs to be. That means that your concept of this person is still not where it needs to be. And from that place, I have said it many times, if you get the person, but you still have all the same issues and you're still anxious, uncomfortable, not confident, insecure, you didn't actually win a prize, you got a punishment. Because there's nothing worse of a feeling in the world, and I know people that are in relationships and they're riddled with anxiety. They are riddled with insecurity. They are riddled with feeling lesser than when it comes to this interaction. You know, they don't feel good about themselves. They don't always have full trust in the person. You want to be able to, man or woman, be calm, be centered, be grounded, be confident, be knowing that you are everything and more. That you are the definition of everything that they want. And it is an embodiment. There is no amount of affirmation you can say in this superficial manner that's going to give you that deep, like energetic, full embodied knowing. That's what you're rooting for. Because what this person is doing is they are mimicking your limitations, worries, fears, concerns back to you. Not because they're bad, evil, mean, but because reality must show you the trigger for you to heal the trigger. The trigger is coming so that you can heal from it, not so that you can use the trigger to then victimize yourself. That is not how this is supposed to work. And unfortunately, a lot of people are doing the second rather than the first. But anyway, I want you to please keep going. I just wanted to kind of bring that to everyone's attention because I think it's an important message. So when he was maybe not so well, that's what made you decide to take the plunge into coaching.
Yeah, because I think exactly to resonate with what you're saying, the mirror reflection becomes such that this is like the internal battle that you're going with. The SP, whoever this person is, he or she is just acting as the instrument of change. Trust me, it's not at all about anybody, any particular
Not
tangible
personal.
or intangible things.
Yeah,
Right.
not
It is just
personal.
telling it is just telling you. It can be in context of money also.
Yes.
If you whatever you are having, what you feel deep down, even if you're saying, affirming and saying, no, you're just,
Yeah.
letting it go, let it be. Because I have a lot of friends who have I see them now having self-concept issue, and they try to, just like put it under the carpet and like neglect it, that okay, let it be.
Yeah.
It happens. What something, it's okay, it's not of that importance. But
Yeah.
gradually it is turning out of like a pain for them. And I can see that now because I have evolved to become somebody else.
Yeah.
And it has really been a journey. So when I was going through the coaching thing. I was planning to have a coaching thing because I knew at that point in time, no matter how logical I am, no matter how, like everything, if I could read the books or do everything, because I knew I needed somebody who is much more there to push me and make me work on the actual triggers.
Yeah.
To a point, guys, I'm not that kind of person who begs. Means I am not that somebody who tells somebody to stay in my life. I was turning out to become that person who was asking him that what is wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, what is everything is going fine, then what is now the flaw coming? Where is the issue happening? So I was the one who was making him. It was like a pushy thing that.
Yeah, the
He
pushy
started-
things started to develop.
Right.
I want to chime in for just 2 seconds and explain what that is right there that she just said, because other people might resonate. What she's describing, if you resonate with being in a scenario where you're starting to become a little more insecure, pushy, worried, concerned, whatever it may be, what that is happening is because everybody, when you're interacting with them, no matter how close, no matter how far away, our energy is universal. Somebody could be on the other side of the world and I could be on a different side of the world, and energy does not lie. And we are only attracting people based on our energy. And so if you notice, and if you have noticed, let me know in the comments down below, that have you ever maybe started out in a relationship, and I'm going to give a couple different examples because it'll resonate with different people. Have you started in a relationship maybe super confident, and in that moment he or she was treating you great? They were treating you like a princess and it was going lovely, or a king and it was going lovely. And then as you started to become more insecure because now you're with someone, now the doubts, the worries, the concerns, the relationship trauma from the past is surfacing, not due to this person, but just in general. Now you're starting to become insecure. And now you're starting to become doubtful, and now you're starting to question, and now you're over-analyzing everything. And do you notice that exactly when you're starting to do that the other person is also starting to pull away? They're also starting to have doubts. They're also texting you less. They're also communicating with you less. They're also not as interested, not doing the same things. And you think to yourself, I haven't physically done anything different, but isn't that go to show how your energy is your currency? Even though they have not done anything different, you have not done anything different. But I want you to imagine that you set the energetic baseline, maybe the energetic threshold. And as soon as, she was experiencing that, she was seeing that. And so then naturally, of course, being someone that is in a society that, posterizes maybe more masculine doing and stuff like that, then guess what happens? You know what I mean? Guess what happens? Now she's in that scenario where she's asking, what's different? What's wrong? When in reality, a lot of people would not see that the thing that has shifted and the thing that needs fixing is the energy. Right? They wouldn't think that because they're like, no, that doesn't have any, merit here. That doesn't really mean anything. It's really easy to sweep that over the rug rather than anything else. And yes, my accent does change when I'm around Indian people. My family makes fun of it a lot, so you're gonna. I mean, I can go full Indian accent with you guys. That's totally fine.
You do it really good, I'm not gonna lie to you.
But yeah, like you'll start to hear me enunciate more, and things will be great. But anyway, please keep going because I love this conversation.
So yes, and this guy that I'm talking about, I know him from 14 years, and when even in the college days, he was the one who, from the friendship point, I always thought of keeping friendship with him, but he was the one who was after me through and throughout. That no, this is not friendship, this is something else. And I used to be the one who was the runner, and he used to be the chaser. So
Yeah.
imagine the dynamics changing. So like it was something, a role reversed happening, and
Yeah.
that was the point. I was like this. So I was, when you try to what was happening and what is happening now. So there is a very, it's like completely black and white.
Yep.
In that regards. So I was like, I need to have coaching, and Persis was actually motivating me more with the videos that you need to have coaching to be with the right person to guide you.
Yeah.
So I took the package with Kim ma'am, and it started with, and she was so sweet enough, like to me, really it was a conversation that I was having with somebody who was acting as a mentor. And that's the best part about, I've seen, and logically also I have met and heard about a lot of coaches. She was the one who was very patient enough to listen to the story from A to Z.
Yeah.
So and it was in regards to I take coaching from her or not. Mm-hmm. And the first call that I had with her, she made me, so comfortable. I explained everything to her that in my possibility, and she was like, she gave it to me in terms of me to decide that do I want to go for coaching or not. And imagine somebody listening to you, listening to all your grievances, all your everything that you are bitching about somebody, and then giving it all to you, then still letting you decide that you want to still go for coaching or not.
Yeah.
And immediately, and there was some bank issue happening when the payment thing was about to happen, and I remember clearly going back and forth and making sure that my bank clears that payment thing. It was some card issue happening. Mm-hmm. And imagine these were all the stumbling blocks that were occurring. I knew that these were all they were just making me, they were just checking on me. The universe was actually checking on me, that am I sincere enough to
Are you really ready?
Right.
Are you really ready?
Right.
Let's-
Sometimes you have that thing when you want to reach at some destination.
Yeah.
At the most exact time, and that
Yeah.
time you encounter those jams and all those things.
I'm
Who's
seeing
getting tested?
I'm seeing like an image of like God in this
Right.
like
Your
cloud, and he
bringing
goes,
down-
"Let's get ready to rumble." You know what I mean? Like
And then
that's the imagery that goes in my mind.
And the favorite dress you're wearing, it all gets wet, and something,
Yeah.
the stupidest thing that can happen.
Oh,
all
yeah,
those
for
things were
sure.
happening. Yeah.
People
So,
will get
but I-
scared right before they make that
Right
change,
before.
and then they will
Right.
think and ruminate on, no, it's not going to work. No, it's not going to do this. And it's like, well, we can't convince you to want better for yourself.
You really have to
You
be
know what I
ready.
mean? That's why we're not here to convince you. It's like when you're ready to actually make a change, when you're ready to put your head down and do that work, when you're ready to come in and really like, give it that Muhammad Ali punch, and to be able to be disciplined with us. I mean, I'm sure, and I'll ask you, like, how was the coaching? Because the way that I've structured the coaching, and obviously we have different packages, but I like to create packages with everything and the kitchen sink in mind. And, I hope that you resonate with the fact that, the coaching was thorough, but I want to ask you, like, how was the actual coaching experience? Like, did you feel really supported? And like, tell me about your experience when you were actually in these calls and stuff like that.
So whenever I used to have my calls, so I was very clear with the fact that it would not be about my SP. It would be now about myself, because I was very clear on those lines that I'm not going to be doing this coaching just because I want to manifest something in my life or
Yeah.
anything like that. I was very sure about the fact that I want to change my self concept to the version of being the best version of myself.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, I told Kim ma'am also that ma'am, I want to go for that one only, and she gave me all the liberty that okay, let's start with that. And my experience was that whenever we had a call, she used to so every week she gave me certain things to focus upon.
Yeah.
So it was like a step by step thing. So she started from the core, and in terms of every challenge that I had, she's made me do affirmations, not just in terms of just saying it, but she gave me the brain correction exercise.
Yeah.
And that was the most beautiful thing. Why? Because every time something like when my 3D used to reflect something that is not in alignment to what I really want, it was me who was changing it in my mind that this is not meant for me, this is not me. And sometimes, there is a wrong channel that is pressed on the TV
Yeah.
when you are watching it. So I was to think that this channel is not mine, I'm changing the channel.
Yeah.
So that was the brain correction exercise that I was doing for myself. Every time anything like nonsense was happening.
Yeah.
So I started with that, and then I used to do like subliminals was a part of my daily routine, and I kept watching Persis videos and all those things. It was a complete routine. So it was more of like that because Kim ma'am knew the medicine that I need to eat. So I was just doing the course of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Sure.
makes sense. That makes sense. And the brain correction exercise is something that is really, really powerful. I like invented that, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or something like that. It is a scientifically psychology-backed exercise that allows your intrusive thoughts to get cut in half in the first 48 hours approximately when applied religiously. Emphasis on that last line. And that's not me saying that. That's literally just everybody who's ever been in coaching ever receiving that and giving me feedback that my intrusive thoughts have literally cut in half since using this exercise. And it's all about understanding that the brain is not actually hardwired, it's soft-wired, meaning that the way you are now does not have to be the way that you live and die. You are capable of change, but does change require discipline, self-motivation, and consistency? Yes. Let's say as an example, I'm a smoker. I'm not a smoker. Let's just pretend. But if I'm saying that, you know what, I'll smoke Monday to Friday, but not on the weekends, and somehow I'm expected to quit, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? You have to have a discipline for yourself. You have to want more for yourself. You have to set new higher standards for yourself, and you have to show up and be that person daily on the good days and on the bad. It's really easy to be disciplined, motivated, and consistent when everything is going hunky-dory. But that's not what manifestation asks you to do. It asks you to be disciplined, motivated, and consistent on the days that are storm clouds and rainy. And that is where everybody falls off the wagon. They think that because maybe they're feeling bad, that somehow they cannot do the work or they're not motivated to do the work. Let me explain something to you very, very clearly. You will not be motivated to do the work. You're supposed to do it anyway. You will not be like in a scenario where you're always feeling like, yeah, let's do it. You will not always be in a scenario where you feel amazing. You're supposed to do it anyway. Let's say as an example, I have a goal, let's choose a different one, to lose 100 pounds. That means whether I'm in a good mood, whether I'm in a bad mood, I'm going to the gym. That means whether I'm in a good mood, whether I'm in a bad mood, I'm choosing the best choices for myself to eat. That means whether I had a good day, whether I had a bad day, I am showing up for myself because I have this goal in my mind. You guys think sometimes, and this is what I think that you think, but I could be wrong, is like if I'm in a bad mood, now I can't do it. And it's like you will never be successful in that manner. I'll just be very, very honest with you. You'll never be successful if that's the case. Because if you're waiting for a perfect time to start, if you're waiting for the perfect mood to do it, you will be waiting for the rest of your life and the day will still not also come. You know, as soon as you start this work, as a matter of fact, I would dare say that sometimes things can get a little worse. And is that going to be the thing that backs you down? Well, then you didn't want it that bad. I'm very sorry, but it's like, it is what it is. And like she said from the beginning, I'm very honest. Like, I'm very, very honest because I believe in being overly transparent, overly setting the expectations of understanding that if some little rain falls in your backyard, like how my father, tells me all the time, that means you're just going to pick up and you're going to go home. Okay, well then you didn't want it that bad. I don't know what else to say because
you're used to that old story.
yeah.
You know?
And it's like we now need to create new familiarity with the new story. And you're not always going to feel hunky-dory. There are going to be days when you feel like $1 million man or $1 million woman. There are also going to be days where it feels like you've been hit by a bus. And everywhere in between. If you let those bad days dictate what you want to have for the rest of your life, don't you think also that you can be open and willing to be temporarily uncomfortable for, let's just say, 90 days so that the rest of your life can be lived with ease? If you're not comfortable with doing something like that, then the work, you're not ready for it, it won't work for you, and things will not be able to get better. Because until you're willing to get comfortable with being uncomfortable for a period of time, knowing that it is for your benefit, only you can benefit from that. I'm not going to benefit from that. And you're willing to be that way to be able to get a better life for yourself, nothing you do will work. It will not work because you'll always give up when it gets hard. And that's actually the time where we have to buckle down. And it's helpful in coaching because we are there by your side, talking you through it, telling you what you need to do to make the bad time become lesser and lesser so that you can move to the good time. Because the only reason the bad time's happening at all is because your brain is trying to revert back to the familiar program. That's the only reason why it gets bad. And it gets bad for everyone. It's not just you. You're not defective. It's everybody. And so it's like, but if you're willing to get back down in those times, then, nobody and nothing is going to be able to come in and save you, because this is the way I think of it. And I say this in my coaching programs also, that we should not pray for perfect circumstances. We should pray for the ability to handle imperfect circumstances. That even if you're trying to create this foolproof reality that never has any problems, any issues, any turbulence, the way to get there is to actually become comfortable with being uncomfortable, to actually find the correct and appropriate ways, that of what we, mention in the coaching of how to navigate those times. Because when you know how to successfully navigate those times, the rainbow after the storm comes really instantly. But if you don't know how to navigate those times, you go back to the old story, you go back to the old program, you get back down, you keep reverting back, you keep giving up, you keep falling, into this old thing, you're not going to be able to go forward. That step will always be there. It's about when are you ready to finally get past that step. That's what it's really about. Please continue, though. That was quite a rampage, but I'm curious about your thoughts.
So our mindset is so programmed so much so that that stress, that anxiety feels normal to us.
Yeah.
That somebody not prioritizing us, or somebody not understanding our relevance in their life becomes a normal thing for us, because we are so used to keeping everybody on the pedestal that everybody becomes first and we take the back seat.
We're last.
Their actions, their behavior becomes so significant to us that we feel that if they are keeping us happy, they are the only existing, I would say, species in the world, or anything that you may call, that is meant, if that is perfect, then only we'll be feeling perfect about ourselves.
Yes.
And that is completely wrong, because every day would not be, these people are again the changing agent. It is just like a litmus, because I'm a science student, I would say it's like a litmus test that is happening. That every time that you are programming yourself, these situations are going to come to test you, that are you becoming the best version of yourself or not.
Yeah.
And because we are so used
How bad
to,
do you
again,
want it?
right, going back to what we have been told that is right, because of our conditioning, we become like, okay, if somebody is insulting us, that's okay. Let's accept it. It's just how we are meant to deal with life.
Yeah.
But that's where the full stop must come.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
When my program was going on with Kim ma'am, every week she used to give me small tasks. So those clarity in terms of the breakdown the breakdown of lessons that I was getting, every time I was realizing the fault in my self concept.
Yeah.
And I really realized that the little version of me, or the 10-year-old me, if was standing right in front of me today, would she ever be able to accept the fact that I was meant to grow up to become like this, that I'm chasing somebody just because that person is not ready to understand or is behaving in a certain way. So every time I used to relate it to that, and step by step, and every day I struggled with a lot of things, and every day I religiously thought of doing the self concept. There were days I felt like there is no point of doing this. Trust me, there were days, I remember on a second call that I had with ma'am, I was like, ma'am, this is not working.
Yeah.
But she gave me that strength that no, I right now you feel that, but keep on working, because I can see certain changes. You are not able to see it by yourself, but I am able to see where the changes are coming.
Yeah.
And gradually, it started happening. And even on the last call also that I had with her, she told me that I have given you the lessons, I have given you enough understanding of where the struggle is. Keep on doing it. Don't just do it just because now the coaching is over.
Yeah,
And
of course.
when it
This is
comes
a
to the
lifestyle. Yeah.
Right. And when it comes to the SP, because I was not focusing on him, personally, first I'll talk about, personally, guys, I started feeling that, is it even worthy of being with me as my life partner?
Yeah.
Imagine somebody who was making all the efforts to make things work out. I became the one who was deciding on the fact that, is he even worthy?
Yeah.
Is it going to be something that I really want in my life?
Yeah.
So
And good on
it
you,
was
because you were attracting him from a lower level to begin with, and we all
Right.
are. We all are.
Right.
Without doing a lot of inner work and feeling like, 99% of our things are solved, we are always attracting from a lower level. People are there to be mirrors to show us what are the wounding patterns that are still present within us that need healing. And so a lot of times when you heal them, there are instances where you evolve beyond them, because it's almost as if your lower level self was a perfect match for them. But it was only ever going to be that lower level relationship that had the imperfections, because he or she had to prove you right. You had to prove them right. And so it's just this codependent, maybe not the word toxic, but it's just like this codependent, back and forth, where there's never any true completion, fulfillment, and happiness and peace and harmony on both sides.
true.
And so, yeah, I want to definitely get into your successes. Please tell us all the successes.
And when it came to men, I started being approached by men, and who were really of quite high, like high value men that we talk about. They started approaching me, and the queen treatment that we all as women deserve, or even the king treatment that men deserve, who understand that. So in that regard also, I got from men, I have started getting that kind of a treatment. I am getting offers, and I'm getting offers from people I never even thought of.
I
So
love it.
these are the people whom are contacting somebody through somebody and approaching
It's
towards
giving
me.
so middle schooler, you know what I mean? Let me tell my friend that I like you, you know what I mean? And just feel out the situation.
Yeah.
Do you like my friend back? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Imagine. So this is how, and these guys are exactly checking, like they are having all that checklist thing being
All the
ticked.
boxes, yeah.
Right. So they are that kind of guys. And right now, I am the one who is deciding on that. Do I want them in my life or not? So that is
That's the
level that
power
I have.
seat. That is the power seat.
Yeah, and that soft life. I was never that kind of a woman. I was to always be like doing. Now I'm living that. I'm pretty relaxed. I'm letting things happen, and manifestation things. I just think about it and I give it some time. I let it go, and it happens organically. I'm really not doing anything. It's just that for the holidays that I just recently went on to, I just manifested it in my thoughts that I really want to have a break from my work life, and everything just happened like very like in a structured way.
Organic.
Without me.
Yeah.
Exactly, without me doing anything. Imagine somebody who was in a doing energy. Now things are happening all
For
by
her
themselves.
without her trying to
Yeah.
do it. And I want to speak to that for
Right.
2 seconds. Now, why does her letting go work and other people's letting go not work? That was a really good thing I want to bring in. Go ahead. She's raising her hand. Go ahead. You chime in, coach.
Can I get a?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
The reason she's let it go and she's not worried about it is because her self-concept has risen and she doesn't need to worry about when is it going to happen. It's just going to happen. She's like, I said it. I put in the universe. My thoughts are dominant. It's going to happen.
Yeah, so the reason that her letting go works and maybe others don't is exactly what Kim mentioned, which is that when you have a certain level of base programs that are favorable, this is what we speak of. Like, this is not clickbait when we say you manifest easily and effortlessly without even trying. The way to manifest easily and effortlessly without even trying is to be in a scenario where you're first and foremost, you know what I mean? You reprogram the good beliefs in there and we get the bad beliefs out of there. When you have good beliefs, think about it. Things naturally work because the beliefs are in a scenario where they are favorable. Think about, and this is present even in your life. I'm going to give you an example right now and keep, commenting down below, guys, just to make sure that everything's okay with the live. But I'll give you an example. What is the one area of your life that just works really well without you having to do much? Maybe for you, it's money. Maybe for you, it's love. Maybe for you, it's health. Maybe for you, it's family or friendships. Now think about the beliefs you have around the area that is going well, that you don't have to try hard. Oh, me and my family, we've always had a great relationship. My friends have always been there for me. People have always been kind. I've always gotten job promotions. All of your beliefs are in the favorable manner. So you don't have to try, because you have the favorable beliefs in that area already programmed. Now imagine if you were to transfer that to the area of your life that is not so easy and effortless. What ends up happening? You're able to finally get the results without all of this effort and exertion and hard work. So when we say manifest easily, effortlessly, without even lifting a finger, that is really the process of deprogramming the old beliefs, reprogramming the new beliefs, and now things just work out for you. Things just work out for you. Things just come to you. You don't have to chase everybody else and everything else chases you. So this is a very beautiful thing that she says, and I want to clarify because there's a lot of confusion on letting go. And the only time letting go ever works is when you've already done 90% of the reprogramming process. Otherwise, if you let go and you still have the negative beliefs, negative expectations, negative programs, how will letting go work?
It's not gonna work.
It will not work. It will just continue to confirm what you already know to be true, and then you're confused. Oh, I let go, but it didn't work. Of course it didn't work.
You haven't
Of
shifted
course
your
it
beliefs
didn't.
yet.
The beliefs have not shifted. The expectations have not shifted. The emotions have not shifted. The fears have not been faced. The triggers have not been dealt with. Of course it did not shift. And so anyway, That's my little rampage, but I want you to continue to tell us all about the successes. I know you have so many. But yeah, princess treatment is amazing. And it goes to show like now you're moving from a deep programming of masculine energy, working exertion, maybe even self-worth being attached to your accomplishments to soft life, relax. I want to be able to relax. And now everything is happening easily and effortlessly. It's happening automatically for you. You're able to think of it and you're able to receive it. And I love that because that's literally a sign that like it's working, everything's happening in your favor. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Please keep going.
But we're not going to say who coached her, okay?
We're not going to say, we're not going to say. It's just Kim.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It's just Kim. Kim wants people to talk their you-know-what about her. Like, she wants to hear the
I
praises.
don't want to say anything, but last weekend I was called the goat, okay? But
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring that up.
They're not going to bring that
I'm
up.
not going to bring that up.
That's just our family dynamic. We just roast each other on who has the best success stories. So whenever like I come in with a success story, I'm like, I don't want to say that my success story is amazing, but this person did this. And then mom will go, I don't want to say that, you know, I did better, but I'm just saying that my girl did this.
Yeah.
And then my dad will come in, I don't want to say that I'm better, but my girl did this. And it's like this fun little competition because we're always, you know, competing with each other. But anyway, that was our little tangent, just so you can be in on our family jokes and you're not confused. Please keep going though. I don't want to interrupt you too much.
So exactly on those lines, like when I was, you know, having now when I used to have a conversation with, I really I had to shut myself down for the fact that love would never happen for me and things would not happen. I'm the one who has to always do things, and when it comes to romance, when it comes to relationship, and now when things are just aligning perfectly, I'm realizing just because I thought that these things were not easy for me, they were not easy for me in my 3D reality also. And this was actually because the guy who was running after me, who was chasing me, I changed my self-concept. I became insecure. So he was also reflecting those same thoughts. And he is now literally stalking me. He is stalking me physically, visiting my home and visiting my workplace. Imagine this is the dynamics that have happened. So this is the SP that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So he is the one who is right now chasing, and I am the one who's now not interested in talking.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Power change. I love it. So I know you have successes even outside of that. Obviously, you're getting all these proposals from these high-value men and everything, and your confidence is sky high. But tell us even about the other things that have been positively benefiting you since. Yeah.
True.
All of the areas.
The professionally also, this was all personal. Now professionally, I've got like promotion in my job. So I am a lecturer, basically a professor. So I've got promotion in my job. I have got my salary hike. And when it comes to the kind of money manifestation that is happening, literally money and abundance is flowing to me. And earlier I used to be very calculative in terms of the money that from where I'll be. I used to plan a lot of things, but now money has become that kind of an energy. Just exactly what was there in the personal life. Money is now coming to me without me again doing any efforts. I have to just think about that I want to buy this or anything in regards to. So there was this handbag that I wanted to buy, and I was just thinking about should I not, or this and that. But that bag, it was an expensive bag, and after around I think 8 to 10 days, I actually received it as a gift from my elder sister. So I was just thinking about it, and I received it from her. I had to pay like no money for that, and it came to me very, very naturally.
And it'll always come in the how do I say, the path of least resistance. So that was your path of least resistance. What kind of bag was it? I'm curious.
So it was a designer bag, and I did not even had a conversation with her about it. It was just in my mind that I wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll buy it because I have thought of it. Definitely, I'll buy it. But let me just wait for some time. I'm not ready to buy it right now. Let's just. It was just like a thought that came.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you feel something and you think that okay, I'll buy it. It's a nice thing. Let me buy it someday. And 10 days later, I saw that bag. This was being gifted to me by my elder sister, and I was really thinking that, okay, this is something that is 360-degree changed me as a person.
Because when mom asked me, like ask her what kind of bag it was, mom's in love with Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
She has a love affair with Louis Vuitton. So I was like, is she asking me to ask you because it's a Louis Vuitton bag? That's the reason I'm asking, but I love it. I'm a big fan of designer bags. I already have the next bag that I want to get kind of picked out, and I can understand the love for it. And it's beautiful, right? Because once again, the serendipity that's occurred. You are in a space in your life. You do not have to do much. You do not have to act much. You do not have to be in that go, 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 do masculine energy so much. You're able to lean back, let go, and things are able to occur. And everything is a consequence of obviously your hard work. You know what I mean? Because if you wouldn't have done anything with the things that we told you to do, it would be impossible to be in this scenario. But you were able to be in the trust, in the surrender. You relied on your coach when you were struggling. You asked questions, you got guidance, and more importantly, when you got that, no matter how big or how small, you took it, and you took it seriously, and you took it to heart, and you put your head down, and you did it. You know what I mean? You really, really accomplished it. So I am curious, you know what I mean? Like I want to keep going. So you had successes in the career, successes obviously in your confidence, so many different things. Was there any other areas that was like a happy byproduct of improving in this process that you benefited from in the coaching?
So in terms of like the 3D reality, it happens because outside the people are still going to be the same. So why I'm telling you this is, I had this family member also who was, I would not say toxic, but yes, there are certain traces of that person which were not
own traumas
aligned.
Yeah.
So because it was so this person is elder to me. So in our like household, it is supposed to be that we all live together as family.
Yeah.
So there are times when you are not able to just leave things and just move out of a house because there are certain traditions attached to and
Yes.
the values that we have here. So I was experiencing some concerns with her from years, guys. So imagine it was a episodes of everyday issues that happened.
Yeah.
And as a child also I used to think, then as a teenager also, and then as a young women also I used to think about why is she not understanding my perspective, what is the issue when I'm doing everything right, I'm doing everything as per what she's saying. But when I started coaching with Kim ma'am, this is again a magical thing. Something happened in terms of the family dynamics and she moved out to some other home. So imagine, she just it was just something that somebody turned around a magic wand and she was out of the picture.
Yeah.
Every day that the concerns that I had, that they were all resolved just because she was completely out of the picture, that all those issues that I was dealing with, she was not there. So when she was not right in front of my eyes and we were not having any conversation, she was not trying to force anything from her perspective upon me.
Your reality almost got cleansed of the negative energy. You know what I mean? Because you two were no longer a match. Yeah, without you having to do anything. I love that.
And because I changed myself, because earlier, if I was the older version of myself, I used to feel that I deserve all these treatments. These are part and parcel of my everyday life.
Yeah.
So I was too comfortable with all those things, and I was ready to take it like as a part of my life, not realizing that this is not who I am.
Yeah.
So when you're changing your self concept, not in terms of your love life or your professionally,
all
other
areas
things also, right?
Yeah.
All areas. Anybody who is actually triggering you or making you feel low about yourself, that situation just changes.
Yeah.
And you would feel it is magic, but you would feel it is something very like how it happened.
Yeah.
But just because you changed yourself and you realize that this is enough, I deserve better. I am not meant for all this. The universe is going to do something. The puzzle picture is going to become like the jigsaw puzzle is going to be resolved by itself, and you'll be like looking at it from the perspective that you have not done anything, why it happened, and how it happened.
Yeah. I have a lovely question here. I actually want to interrupt for 2 seconds because I think it's a good question to ask you. The question reads, what was her biggest, most influential takeaway from the whole experience? I think that's a wonderful thing to ask. I am curious, what was the biggest, most influential takeaway from this whole experience?
See, my biggest takeaway from the experience that I had with coaching with Kim Ma'am was that my self-concept really needed to change. And the self-discovery thing that happened was only possible because I took coaching. And for me, it would have never happened, not even 1,000 years, even if I would have turned 60.
Me and you would have been 160 and it would have not occurred. But it's true. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain things in our lives where I describe coaching like trying to see the back of your own head. You know what I mean? Like when you're on your own journey, because you don't know what is correct, what is not correct. You don't know how to maybe guide yourself, how to coach yourself, how to lead yourself. And nobody does. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand. That's why I spent my life studying this so that I can do that. A lot of us don't have the luxury of sitting here and studying something for a decade, you know what I mean, to be able to then get results. The whole design of this page, this coaching, is so we have made the mistakes, we have spent the money, we have understood X, Y, and Z, and we are here to now be your GPS, your flashlight, your guidance, during these periods of times that sometimes cannot be not so fun. You know what I mean? Can be, inner work is deep work. Sure. It is something that is not superficial. It is going to challenge you. You're gonna face your fears and you're gonna come out on the other side. But like I said, it's going to be the best thing, and it's going to work better than everything and anything you've ever done. And the reason why that is because this is actually reprogramming your brain from its core. So there is nothing more potent, more better, like, something that is going to be of a higher return of investment than something like this. Even my girlie who came on the live last night, like, she was in a scenario where she is manifesting now multiple 5-figure months in her business. She has her confidence back. Her relationship with her parents is better. Like, how can you put prices on certain things that you gain? And everything is just a consequence of inner work. Everything is just a consequence of the inner work. They're not doing anything special other than everything we're telling them to do. And it is because we know what you need to do, when you need to do, how you need to do it. We have made the mistakes. We have fallen down. We know what is correct, what is incorrect. We know how to guide you out of the uncomfortable period of time and how to do so quickly. All we need is your trust and your application. Because the one thing we cannot do and will never be able to do is do it for you. No one is coming to save you. You have to do that yourself. But if we give you absolutely everything and the kitchen sink, where your only job is to just do what we're saying, I can't think of something that's more easier than that. I can't if I tried, because we've literally done everything except for the part where you have to now apply it. And that's what allows coaching to be something where you get to lay back and you just get to ground into the process. And you're the one that's going to be benefiting, tenfold from the experience. And it's not shameful to say that, at the end of the day, there are certain things in my life where I felt like I would have not gone forward if not for this. Because I don't know how to guide me. I don't know how to see the back of my own head. I was in a scenario where year after year after year after year, I am following people. I am applying the mainstream techniques, and my life is not getting better. If anything, it's getting more worse. I'm more insecure. I'm more miserable. And how do you explain that? You know what I mean? There are certain, voices out there that are not always giving you the full piece of the puzzle, or maybe it's just not resonating with you. Year after year, you don't miss a video, you know what I mean? But life still stays like this. And it's like, that's not a way to live life. And 1 year, I just got sick of it. I just got sick and tired of it, and I decided to learn the true art form, because that's what it is, art form of manifestation from top to bottom. I taught it to myself. I used it to improve nearly every aspect of my life. And now we utilize our knowledge, understanding to be able to guide people through it fast. She did not spend years to get this result. You spent what, maybe 90 days, if that?
If that.
Max.
You know what I mean? And so
Less than 90 days.
it is a scenario where you've got to be able to trust the process. You've got to be willing to, if things are not moving forward, setting a standard for yourself. Okay, when will enough be enough for me to get that help, for me to get that assistance? You know what I mean? Because I was a person where I was like, I never missed a video. I never missed a way to move my life ahead. But my life just wasn't moving ahead. It just was not getting better. Things were just not moving. Things were just not happening. And that's when I knew that something was off. Something was wrong. Things weren't moving. I didn't understand maybe the whole picture. Maybe I didn't understand how to do it and how to do it correctly. Maybe I didn't understand how to guide myself during the difficult times, like I mentioned earlier. And I learned and acquired each and every single pivotal step of this scenario. And now here we are, teaching it, coaching it, leading you through it so that you can have a better life, whether that's love, money, health, self-concept, whatever it may be. And it's the greatest gift and, greatest thing that we'll ever be able to do is to be able to see people coming in, and you can tell they're not themselves. They're disconnected from themselves and they want something better. And they're here and they're ready to do that work. And we give it to them. And once again, they put their head down and they're off to the races. They put their head down and they're off to the races. We are not here to be able to save you from anything, nor can we. Everything is a consequence of the person's hard work. You know what I mean? Just coming into coaching doesn't make you a success story. It doesn't. Doing the work, though, does make you a success story. Trusting in the process, though, does make you a success story. And so we've got to be able to understand what are the processes of success. Now, I am curious, my love. I know I've already kept you for so long, but I want to ask, is there any tips or tidbits that you can maybe advise to anybody who's watching, who wants to maybe improve their life, but maybe they're a little skeptical?
The first advice that I would give anybody who's listening to me right now would be that if you're watching this or if you're listening to me, take this as the moment of change. And this might be the sign for you that if I am telling this coming from a place where I used to not even think that anything is worth to work upon myself in terms of my self-concept, and to somebody who has actually gained strength and successes in all areas of my life just by changing my self-concept. If you feel that you are not able to do it, please just go to somebody who you really, really feel is going to guide you. And for me, because I have personally gone through the coaching with Kim ma'am and definitely Persis, I would highly recommend them to you. And it is something that's more than value for money. Money would be something that would be then sitting at the back seat. Your success would become so much in terms of multiples that you will be not able to understand that how you have, shifted those gears of where your stand. We were like sitting in the parking lot and now you are on the racetracks. So that is how the shift happens. And for me also, it had been something that has just worked out beautifully just because of the self-concept. Mm-hmm. It is not an easy journey. Again, I would say that, emphasizing on it enough. But if you have somebody who's holding your hand throughout that journey without any biasness, without any there were days she used to, give me in a very gentle way. She used to make me understand. But there were days she was also a tough master to me. So I had a combination of both from her. So that is how I started working upon myself, realizing that this is something that needs to work. And I was very focused. I stopped putting my logics, because again I've been a nerdy science student, so I used to have a logic why behind everything. But I listened to everything that she told me, from that everything was by the book. I used to not question anything that she used to tell me, that do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. I used to just listen to her, and initially it was little difficult, because my entire system was not yet ready to compromise and change myself. But because I had this belief in ma'am, I really did it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, I guess it's safe to say that when it comes to the scenario that, you enjoyed your time with Kim, and that, she was somebody that was really able to help you and coach you during those periods of time. So that makes me really happy. It seems like y'all got on really, really well. And I know that she absolutely adores you because, of all the things that you guys have gone through. It's one thing to take someone during a time when, maybe life or things have not worked out, and to see them, come up and to see them flourish in their life. It is truly, it's a privilege, you know what I mean? It is a privilege to be able to see people in that light. So I really want to thank you for the time that you've taken out and come and spent to be with us. I will let you go. And I look forward to all the additional successes that you will continue to bring, I know, to us in each and every area. Can't wait to see you, in the next packages, working on other things, and things just continue to get better and better from here. I'm really happy for you.
Definitely. And a big thank you to both of you. I think thank you word would not be again enough. I would just say that it has been a beautiful journey, and I'm looking forward to many more experiences with you all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Love you so much. Thank you so much, my love.
Love you.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, I asked you guys to be able to kind of comment, because TikTok is flagging lives that are inactive for more than a period of time. And because you guys were not really commenting so much, or maybe it dwindled towards the end, it has been flagged and it will shut. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do other than ask, and it is what it is. So if you guys have any questions here and now, as per questions about the package, and or anything, any last minute things surrounding the situation, then I would recommend asking it now, because we have about 2 minutes left in order for the live to close. Yeah, everybody's like, oh shucks, you know what I mean? But I was asking you guys to comment and you weren't, so I don't know what else to do, like I said, other than ask. So if you have any questions, please drop them now. We'll do our best to kind of do a rapid fire and kind of close it out and respectfully put the live over onto YouTube. So I do remember answering your question, Sophia, to the best of my ability. I'm not sure what else I can do in regards to that. I know there was also a question that was a little further up. Let's see. How was that live though, guys? Do you love it? I loved it. I think there was something up here. How can we tell the difference between imperfect circumstances and negative thinking patterns? This was a really good one. So imperfect circumstances are negative thinking patterns. The reason that imperfect circumstances happen is because of negative thinking patterns. So the imperfect circumstances are not falling from the sky. They're happening as a consequence of negative thinking patterns. So when you have imperfect circumstances, they're coming up to be able to teach you lessons lessons to be able to once again move and heal through. Anything that is not pleasant that comes in your reality, it comes in to be able to teach you a lesson about a story, a belief system that is limiting, that you still have active in your energy or vibration, that is preventing you from getting what you want. So the stories and the imperfect circumstances come up to show you that you still haven't moved through this belief. You still haven't healed this belief. You still haven't healed this trigger. So, yeah. Thank you, Sally, for your comment. But like I said, kind of in like again and again, and even I said last night, the puzzle piece is not working. So if the puzzle piece is not working, they just shut the live. And at that point in time, I can't do anything. So there's nothing that can be done at this point in time. And it hasn't even been 90 minutes. So it just happens when it's inactive. So that's what it is.
Can we address that with them?
No, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is just ask the people. I'm worried that by blocking my SP, it will stop me from manifesting him.
Definitely not.
So I would actually say it's only going to benefit you provided you have the correct process to do to be able to get that person back if that is your heart's desires. And so when it comes to the situation, you know, think of it this way. Is it better to continue to accept breadcrumbs, disrespect, a lack of a real man or woman showing up and giving you appreciation, care, consideration, basic respect? You know what I mean? If anything, when it comes to boundaries and men have only ever been turned on by boundaries. You know what I mean? Because a woman who knows her sense of self-worth, self-respect, who she is willing to cut out absolutely anyone and anything that does not serve her, that is the type of man that a woman wants. And I would dare say that, you know, until you're ready to do the needful, nothing else will ever be able to move forward, because that is the definition of having self-respect. That is the definition of having high self-concept. And that is the definition of what one needs to do in order to get an outcome. You know what I mean? Like, this is not me saying it. This is just universal law saying it. And so I think we have time for maybe one last question. Does anybody have any question about the coaching package, you know, anything like that at all that, you know, they want me to dive into? I know ever since like our video went viral, we were in a scenario where we've been having a lot of people coming into things like our memberships, our coaching. And I know that there are definitely people that have questions about coaching. And we will be able to maybe take a minute for that. Super, super quick, of course. So all the coaching packages are different. The pricings are different based on the package you select. There are some packages that are absolutely unlimited for a month, and it is one flat premium fee to be able to reach out and get coaching as much as you possibly want. The reason I have made packages like this is because I believe in understanding that people are human. I'm not going to sit here and count, okay, this is 1 message, this is 2 message, this is 3 message, this is 4, this is 5. I don't care. You message us as much as you need. Whether that's 1 time, whether that's 100 times, I don't care. But we will have 1 premium fee to open up unlimited. And I believe this is the best way to coach people. I believe this is the best way to allow them to honor what comes up in this very human journey. And so there's 2 packages. One is with the unlimited, one is without the unlimited. And with the unlimited, you kind of get to skip the line, come to the front of the line, because we do have people booked out. You also obviously have the unlimited, and every package comes with a plan. So that is the beauty of that type of situation. And so different packages reflect different pricing. Everything though is in the link in the bio. And if you're in a scenario where maybe a package is just not something that's financially feasible, there is also a one-time consultation that you can get. The only thing I will say when it comes to that is, I just like to be honest, you know what I mean? I don't believe that just a one-time call will solve the entirety of your life problems. And so that's why we prefer you to be in a package, so that we can be there, we can create that plan, we can work together for a period of time, and that we can accomplish this together side by side. Because just a one-time call and never speaking to you again, it's good if that's only where you're at and you need some basic advice, but that does not have any type of custom plan or support because it's just a one-time consultation call. But that is even there for both me and Kim and Sam if that is something that you guys are interested in. Best thing I would do is go to the link in the bio, open the link, even if it says, this link is flagged. Once again, TikTok is being a little weird. The link is safe. You may open it. You may go to our website. You may read everything and understand the only difference between the pricing is what's included in it. So see the package that best supports you and then grab that package. I always recommend get more support than less support, but the only true difference is, do you want to do the coaching all over calls with the custom plan, like how she has? Or do you want to have the extra luxury of reaching out to the coach unlimited period of time, and to be able to have that additional help, support, guidance, clarity, the premium package? Either or, it's totally fine. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this live. I hope that it is going to inspire you to do something. I encourage you also in the link in my bio to give a follow to my YouTube and Instagram, because that's where these videos will be repurposed if you want to watch back anything and to take any additional notes or to share with a friend. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will speak to you soon. And if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, you can send us an email, manifestwithpersis@gmail.com, or you can send me a DM and I can give you the email to reach out. We also have the $100 a month membership that's also in the link in the bio, but remember that has no customization, no personal plan, no nothing. It is just all the content laid out for you to do on your own, and that we do have a course coming out in there called How to Get Them Obsessed with You. But like I said, it lacks the additional coaching and one-on-one support and guidance because it is only $100, and in $100, it's not possible to give you the videos and the information and the workbooks and also coach you. Coaching is something that is separate, customized, and different. But if you're someone that likes courses, you like information, and if you just want the information to do everything on your own, the Manifestation Mastery $100 a month membership is the place for you to be. We have over 50 people that are in that membership doing wonderful things, but I recommend to you, once again, with folded hands, choose the package that supports you the best. If you feel like you need help, customization, and support, do not get a $100 a month membership that lacks customization, help, and support. That literally is useless. I'm telling you, in that instance, don't pay me. Get the thing that you believe is the correct amount of support for you. If you're like, I don't need to talk to you, I don't need to communicate with you, I just want to be told what to do and I will do everything myself, then the membership is for you. And that is why it is only $100, because you are doing it yourself. You are doing it. I'm just giving you the process and you are doing it. Anything else is one-on-one, or it is our chosen program, which is our premium program for high-level women that are trying to become engaged, married, heal their relationship patterns, and to be able to manifest their husband, to be able to heal these patterns and to become the very best version of themselves. And right now, that is over $500 off. And it has personal coaching in it. And it has a course teaching you how to become the woman that's chosen. And you get to keep it for life. And there's 2 months of coaching inside of it. And there's a community where I always answer every single question, no matter what. And it's a guarantee. And it is an incredible high-level, high-quality group of people that is capped at a certain level to maintain the quality of the coaching. And it is amazing and an incredible deal. So if any of these interest you, let me know. Like I said, links in my bio. Look and read everything. And then when you have a question, if you even have a question, which I don't imagine you will, send us an email or send us a DM. Most probably the website has very long descriptions. It will explain everything, and then you can just pick your date and time, book your call with us, book your package, and we will see you there.